The sun bled orange on the horizon, painting the sky in bruised purple and pink. Arthur walked home, footsteps echoing on empty pavement after a long day. His shadow stretched before him, a silent companion. Streetlights flickered on, casting his shadow short, then long again. But tonight, something felt off. His shadow's arm lagged behind, a fraction too slow. He stopped, testing it. The timing was wrong. He walked faster, but the shadow's rhythm was off, like a film out of sync. A cold feeling crept up his spine. The familiar street felt suddenly alien. At his front door, the shadow pooled at his feet, looking normal. He stepped inside, closing the door firmly. He didn't see the dark shape on the floorboards twitch before settling. The image of that lagging shadow lingered. Was it just a trick of the light? He told himself it was nothing. But the night felt heavier than usual. Arthur flipped the hallway light on. His shadow appeared sharp and clear. He hung up his coat, kicked off his shoes. The shadow copied him perfectly. He moved toward the living room but stopped. His shadow was still in the hallway, frozen. The silence grew heavy. Arthur waved his hand. The shadow didn't move. Fear prickled at his skin. He circled the coffee table, casting a new shadow. But the first shadow stayed put. He felt a primal fear. Something impossible was happening. He stared at the unmoving shadow, heart pounding. It was no longer his. He backed away, unsure what to do. Arthur edged toward the kitchen, desperate for light. The shadow blocked his path, arms spread, daring him to pass. He was trapped. His eyes landed on the mirror above the fireplace. In it, his reflection flickered, replaced for a moment by a silhouette. His shadow in the mirror. Then his normal reflection returned. He approached, testing the mirror. The reflection copied him, as it should. Relief washed over him. Maybe it was all in his head. But as he looked closer, his reflection's eyes were cold, calm. The reflection smiled, a slow, predatory grin. It wasn't his smile. At that moment, the shadow on the wall moved, stepping away, edges blurring. It was becoming solid. The thing in the mirror was not his reflection. It was the shadow, learning to mimic him. Arthur's fear deepened. The shadow was no longer bound to the wall. It was taking shape, taking control. He realized he was facing something that wanted to become him, and it was getting closer. Panic surged. The shadow was becoming real. Arthur scrambled for the kitchen, remembering the emergency flashlight. The shadow moved fast, blocking his way, a shifting barrier of darkness. It had no face, but he felt its focus, a hunter, and he was prey. The room shrank, air thickening. He dashed for the other side, knocking over a lamp. The room plunged into semi-darkness. The shadow grew larger. Emergency lights flickered on. The shadow was more solid, matching his shape. He was cornered. The shadow raised an arm. Arthur felt a pull as if forced to mimic it. He fought back, muscles straining. The shadow was trying to possess him, not just copy him. He was losing. The companion of his walks was now his master. With a final burst of will, Arthur shoved past the shadow, feeling only a bone-deep cold. He ran to the kitchen, grabbed the flashlight, and shone it at the shadow. The beam struck. The shadow recoiled, hissing like dry leaves. Its edges frayed, dissolving in the light. Arthur advanced, pinning it to the wall. The shadow writhed, then faded, gone. Silence. He checked the mirror. Only his terrified face stared back. The shadow was gone. He was alone. Or was he? A prickling sensation crept up his neck. He turned slowly. Behind him stood a tall, thin figure. Darkness made solid, no longer a shadow on the floor. Would you notice, he wondered, if the shape that follows you decided it no longer wanted to follow?